Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the official ARK Podcast, number 185. My name is Mistletoad, and I'm here with the core team. Your host for tonight, as always, the one and only Atlas. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you for the introduction, Mistletoad. And folks, welcome back to another edition of the ARK Daily Podcast. What a great day, a Thursday. Wow, we've been busy. It's been really nonstop today. A lot of meetings in what we call here the sausage room, where all the delicious ARK sausage gets made, the great products, where there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. But boy, do we love to create, and do we love to, really bring to the community here at ARK these products that we've all grown to love and appreciate. And there's so much more coming. We're going to let Brett talk about some new alpha. There's going to be a major announcement coming soon. We can't say too much, but I'm going to let him share that information with all you folks. But let's take a look at this wonderful day of growth. 4,979 ARK Vault accounts. Sheesh. Ladies and gentlemen, really, pat yourselves on the back. This community is absolutely on fire. No lazy folks here. Oh, no. I mean, this community is out there. They're using the mobile application. They're learning every day more. They're sharing with their friends. James at the water cooler, I mean, he's talking about that spark. He got in. He's been learning. He had his private one-on-one training session, asking all the questions to Coach Brad, wearing the white gloves, 4-star service, and the confidence is just going through the roof. Shout out to little James. Come on, man. Let's go. Stop buying the dip, man. You just got to sit back and sail here and let the ARK printers do their work. And boy, are they effective. Liquidity over on Pancake Swap, 918,872 BUSD. Sheesh. Always growing, always. Not a single day that it's going backwards, always on the rise. ILC reserves, again, holding strong, some nice growth through the past 24 hours, 433,246 BUSD, folks. Bullish. And of course, the Spark prize pool for today, 586.75 ARK. So we're back on the 15-day round robin cycle and heading again towards the highs. And we broke, I think, around 616.15 was the all-time high, over $4,000 worth of ARK. And we're heading right back up there. And as you've seen, if you've been paying attention, you've witnessed that every time that round robin goes back up, it gets larger and larger, stronger and stronger, my friends. And so far, 42,737.95 ARK have been directly deposited into the ARK Vault accounts of the past 136 winners, putting them instantly, immediately, into Nitro mode. That NDV going to 2%. If they weren't already there, I mean, just absolutely going through the roof to the top of the gauge. The glass is almost cracking. It is a beautiful, beautiful way to just go Nitro, earn so much more ARK every single second of every day, and stay on that 2% for it seems almost forever in a day when you're winning such large amounts of ARK. Today, here, live, folks, we're going to find the 137th winner, and they're going to go directly into the Nitro mode. Let's see what's going on with Mr. Brett. I know we've been working very hard today, and I'm going to let him share a lot of information and good news. Happy days ahead for the ARK, folks. Welcome on board.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm not sure how much you really want me to reveal, but at least I guess we can talk in generalities at this point. Um, we've alluded to this before, mostly in the DAO group, and we've been discussing amongst ourselves. But since we've released the roadmap and we have, a timeline together, a high-level timeline for the products, we've always had the idea or the concept of creating our own decentralized network, not a layer one, but more like a layer two that had its own token for the privacy products. So this would be the DVPN. We've also talked a little bit about decentralized storage, secure storage in a decentralized manner. We've also talked about having passkeys, password type manager that could also run on a privacy layer like this. And so this privacy token would be a new token to the ARK ecosystem. And it would be one that is provided, staked by the node operators in order to be able to qualify for this node, and then also be the token that is used to pay for things within the network. Also, if we had a network that others could build on and build applications using basically our client, for example, for the VPN, but do that in a white label manner, they would pay us in this token as well. And so under this privacy architecture, this token would serve many different purposes, but also could potentially be a governance token as well. So we're still ironing out all of the details about the tokenomics, the mechanics of it. We were talking today a lot with Mr. Green, with his experience and research that we've been doing in the background regarding some of these network tokens and some of the best tokenomics and mechanics, things, like reflections for holders and burn situations to reduce supply and make them deflationary, things like that. So a lot of these elements are going to be included into this token. But what we're going to do first is give an opportunity to the ArkFi investors to participate in a pre-seed round that will give them first in line. So we're going to do a typical launch, very similar to like what we did with ArkFi. And we're going to have a private whitelist sale and a pre-sale as well, and pre-sale rounds prior to launching the token. And what we wanted to do is give ArkFi investors an opportunity to be able to participate in that and to be able to put their ArkFi tokens into a contract, still be able to earn a percentage on their ArkFi tokens, and increase their balance in this contract, and be able to then also compound up rewards that they're accumulating. And so this contract would be a USD value contract based on the amount of ArkFi that you put into the contract. And then we would pay a yield out on that. The earlier you get into the contract, I will say, the more lucrative it will be. But the idea being that you won't have to be in line for a private whitelist or anything like that. You'll get first come, first serve, and you'll get private whitelist pricing without having to hit caps or be on a special list in order to buy the token before it is available to anyone else. So that's the kind of the high level concept, is that we're going to create a way to use your ArkFi token to be able to accumulate this new token, but also earn still a yield on your ArkFi as it's in this contract, but with the opportunity to earn quite a bit more than you would if you just sold the token. So there wouldn't be any sales tax on your ArkFi. You would put this, I don't want to say stake because that's not the right word, but you would deposit your ArkFi token into this new contract, and you would be earning USD equivalent value of that new token, and that pool of money that you have in that contract when we launch the token would be exchanged then at the private pre-sale price for the token when it launches.
Which is really,
you want to add?
Well, it's really great because the only way you can get access to this is if you're an ArkFi investor.
Exactly.
The general public, you can't go to PancakeSwap and purchase ArkFi and then just come in and sit at the table and be in that little 1% group that we always talk about. If you're not already invested in ARK, and especially for the investors that have really grown their balances through time and they're doing great. I mean, ARK is solving so many folks' financial situation right now out there. It is not a secret. You know, leaders in this community are saying ARK has saved me. This is the best decision I made. And we understand that it's just getting better, and we've shown you the roadmap. But we've been working behind the scenes on really how do we honor and how do we give the opportunity to the folks that have been with us here from day one. And it almost seems like the longer you've been an ArkFi investor, the more opportunity you're going to have. But that doesn't mean that the folks that came in, you know, yesterday or the day before, they'll also have an opportunity. But you have to be invested, and that creates that, I think, real value and honor to our current investors, where they're getting a incredible position. You know, that's what we call it, the pre-seed. And when you look at venture capital, the initial is the pre-seed, and normal folks will get advantages and get the door. You know, maybe some friends and family, when a startup is coming in, they're able to get in, and that's really the sentiment of what we're doing here. You know, you guys have become friends and family to the ARK team, and we want you to have this fantastic opportunity where you're going to get so much more. And then when we do open up to the public, I mean, you guys are going to be here just so happy, so calm, cool, and collected. And I think the spirit of it is also very key, because we've been able to provide income every single day to our investors on the ARK, and that's very important to us. We want to continue on that path of giving everyone their daily return, at the same time giving them that opportunity to be a part of this amazing, you know, utility token. A lot of projects launch tokens, but they have nothing. You know, we're launching, just like our legacy NFTs, they're already making you money. So this is really the potential that we could get and compete and really, you know, exceed what you see out there. I mean, people are going investing into this Pepe, you know, token and all this stuff that just, it's ridiculous, but it shows that there's capital, there's interest, and there's a lot of folks that want to be able to invest $100 and turn that into, you know, 300,000, you know, 3 million. I mean, there is definitely the potential there, but there's a bigger opportunity when you actually have something that people will use every day. And ideally, we want to work this into all of the products. If you hold this token, you're going to be able to receive discounts on the banking products, on the, you know, virtual cards, on the on ramps and off ramps. So you want to hold this token to be able to afford that. And as we grow and we take market share, as we have the decentralized VPN, as we have, you know, our storage business, as well as our password manager, everything using zero knowledge, because we've already talked about this with you guys. Quantum computers are going to crack all the encryption that not only do we currently believe is our security blanket, but zero knowledge is really pushing the envelope, and we've gone and deep dive into this. And even quantum computers, it'll take them over 11 billion years to be able to crack that. And we want to be on the forefront. We want to leapfrog. We have business cases. LastPass was hacked not too long ago. I believe if it was not last year, the year before that. And we're talking here millions of people's passwords for their banks, you know, for their emails, for all their personal data, their Wi-Fi networks. I mean, completely falling into the hands of the hackers and the folks that are out there selling your information on the dark web. And it's something that we can really all understand. They're sitting ducks. When you have a lot of information that is valuable in a centralized storage, that's a sitting duck. And the bigger the company, the bigger the efforts of the attackers and the hackers. So, through these systems, it doesn't even matter where the storage is. No one can decrypt it but your own device through the zero knowledge. And look, we're so passionate about this, and we understand where this is going. We want to be 10 steps ahead, and we want our community here to come for this ride and have that potential of, a token that could really have a big shift and market, cap in this space. The ROI DApp is absolutely fantastic. It's so sustainable. People are earning, but we do notice, Brett, that there's a lot of folks that are making very good money here in ARK, and they know that tomorrow there's more, and they know that next week there's more, and they know that next month there's more. And it's in a sense, to some of our quote unquote degens, they're taking that capital and putting it high risk into things that potentially could, explode and bring massive, massive gains. And I think it is important, with everything that we're doing, that instead of having these investors go into nefarious projects and we had I think it was like 12 to $18 million that was gone in about a week into those, what were those trading bots that these scammers came into the space. And then we look at that, we're like, I mean, are people that thick? Are they that really just naive, or are they just so greedy that they're willing to take a risk? And, we hear them here all the time. They always come back, and they're always crying because they know they have the security of being on board the ARK. So we want to use the brand, use the recognition of this team and this community. And we've already proven to so many folks how we work, the quality of the products we build, the mobile application. No one has been able to do that. And we're able to go and develop these businesses, and we can bring real utility, real value, and real opportunity where we can get those exponential gains. Because, some folks think that ARK is kind of boring. It's just like that old faithful, it's the old, grandmother car, it's the Oldsmobile. Right. It's solid as a rock. You could get into an accident. Nothing's going to happen. Even if you get T-boned at, 80 miles an hour, that thing is solid. But, it's not that fast, starship that's just going galactic. So I think it's a great combination, and we're going to be able to satisfy so much of the appetite for that explosive growth. And at the same time saying, hey, this is a fantastic team. There's actually utility behind that. We got the legacy NFTs as well. So there's just more ways to earn and grow within the ARK protocol.
Absolutely. Yeah. And a couple other points to that. Some of the mechanics of what this pre-seed contract will allow is that if the more that you come in the beginning, so it's going to incentivize people to come in earlier into the pre-seed round. Obviously, you're taking, a more risk where you haven't revealed everything about what this token is going to do and how the mechanics are going to work and how you can obviously be able to hold, possess it, get reflections, things like that. So as we reveal more, obviously, then the risk is going to be going down. The hype's going to be coming in. And so we're going to incentivize people to come in early and be able to put their ArkFi tokens into this seed round contract and be early in the system. That will be beneficial to you. The other thing is that I think it will bring quite a bit of excitement and new capital into ArkFi, because the only way to participate in this pre-seed round is to be able to be in the vault, to be able to have ArkFi tokens coming out into your wallet and then putting them from your wallet into this pre-seed contract. So I think that if you're thinking that you're going to want to be involved with this new token, with this privacy network that we're building, and that's something that interests you, as Atlas mentioned, it's all about timing. And I think as we're rolling this out this year, we're poised for being prepared for what we're thinking will be a pretty exciting, late 2024, 2025. So that's sort of the high level timeline that we're eyeing, and why we haven't really revealed too much about this token is it wasn't just time yet. There was we wanted to make sure we got through the major points of the ROI DApp. The legacy NFTs are there, the foundation's there, everything's working very well. Now it's time to evolve the ecosystem and have that secondary token and make it a utility token, make it something that has the real world use case. But keep in mind the revenue from those privacy products like the DVPN and the storage and the password managers, those will all flow back into the legacy NFT and also the ILC. So we're not moving away from the ROI DApp model or anything like that. In fact, this is actually going to support and allow us to scale that at a much higher level, and also increase our margins for the DVPN token, or sorry, for the DVPN product, as well as the storage and other things, because we'll be the owners of the layer 2. So the people that hold this token will be the owners of that layer 2. And so I think that's the opportunity. Whereas if we went and we participated in somebody else's network, we would be paying them through their token, whatever it might be, to operate on their layer 2 or their network. We'd be paying them the fees for using bandwidth on the network and other things. So to think about this, we're not only increasing our profit margins that are going to flow back to the ILC and the NFT holders, but we're also now putting ourselves in a position of having the opportunity to be able to hand out these nodes and this network to other application builders that want to come in and participate on ZK EVM for all the great things and be able to utilize the infrastructure that we put in place. So this is a key component to our growth cycle, and then also putting us in control, more control over the network that we're building products on top of, and make it more lucrative for our early investors in ArkFi. So there's a lot of different pieces to this that make a whole bunch of sense. But I think from an opportunity standpoint, if you're an ArkFi investor right now, it might make sense. If you're interested in this pre-seed round and want to get in early, you may want to start stacking some ArkFi in your wallet to be able to get into it on day one. Not financial advice, but we're going to give you some
limited time only. That's for sure. Very limited time. It's going to be a short window before we close it off, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, the contract's finished for the pre-seed round and how to participate in it, and that's what we were just buttoning up today. So we didn't want to make any announcements or talk about it until we had that finished. The contract's done. We have to build a front end for it, but it'll be very simple. But again, it will be a way for you to be able to utilize your ArkFi token to get in a position, and you will be able to grow that balance in terms of US dollars to be able to purchase more tokens, more of the privacy token during the private pre-sale round. And then also you'll be able to, there's mechanisms to compound and grow your balance over time, but you still will be earning some yield on the ArkFi that you put into the account. So I'm going to, now that we've got the contract finished and I can kind of detail it out, I'm going to do probably kind of a light paper-ish thing, at least at a high level, because it's a temporary contract. It's only going to run until we do the private sale, and then it'll end. And at that point, all of the details and everything about the token, the tokenomics, all of those things will be very out and in the open. So this is your chance to get in early, get potentially a much bigger position than you could even through a white label or a whitelist spot, because those whitelist spots are always capped. So we're going to cap it just like we did with the ArkFi token launch. We'll cap all the pre-sales. So this will be a way for you to accumulate more and get a much bigger position without having to worry about caps, getting a whitelist spot, all of those things. And we are gonna limit it to a certain raise for that first round. And so depending on how much demand we have with this pre-seed round, that could impact how much we make available during those pre-sales as well.
Absolutely. And I mean, look, it's I think extremely attractive. You can't get enough crypto or stables to get into this. It is only for ArkFi holders, and that in itself I think is brilliant. It's really giving the folks here that first chance opportunity. And we always talk about diversifying, and we see folks diversifying, but they're just going into things that are in our opinion, pretty useless. So you want to, be able to be a legacy NFT holder. You're getting profits from all these businesses coming into the ILC, as you explained. You want to be in the ROI DApp, and then you also want to have that what we call the moon bag to go really, really deep into having that, 100x, 300x, 1000x opportunity. There will be some vesting, as we don't want anyone from even this round that we're going to do the pre-seed to after launch just dump the tokens. This is a long-term project, and there's so much utility, so many people that we're currently hiring on the back end to really bring this to light and make it a reality. It's amazing, and we have somebody here who wants to talk to us a little bit about what was created here behind the scenes today. The one and only, the legend here on the ARK, Mr. Green. Hello,
Thanks
sir.
so much for that introduction. Very nice of you.
Well, we don't always get to have Mr. Green. It's got to be something huge if Mr. Green's in the room.
Yeah. So,
I think we lost it.
But I cannot tell.
Yes. We can't go into too much of the details.
Yeah. So you give me quick update. What is public yet? So I just don't want to tell too much.
Well, we've given the information to the community that very soon, we're not saying when, we're going to be offering a opportunity only for the ArkFi investors, especially those that have been here from the beginning, that have really grown in the system, who are getting very, very nice rewards every single day, an opportunity to come into the utility token that's going to be coming. They know about the products. They know that the roadmap is extremely solid, and each of those businesses are going to generate revenues that are going to be coming back to the ILC, to the legacy NFT holders. But this is their opportunity to get into that moon bag. And we've been able to create really some tokenomics where they're going to still be able to earn during that process before we go out and let people come in and buy with cash.
Yeah. So basically, you've almost already told them everything about the fancy contract I built. It's literally, I was literally so proud when I finished that, because you can check it out. It's a very few lines again. It has I think 112 lines of code in total, but it does everything we want to, and is just a beauty to look at. Everyone's going to be able to look at it and just understand what it does, how it works. But again, like the vault, the strategy, the best strategy to follow, there isn't one. I've literally done hundreds of simulations, and there's just, everything's good. Just every action you could do is amazing for the future. It's just beneficial for the project, for the investors, for everyone.
Yeah, it's not every day that you get to have a contract where you're coming into a pre-seed, and from that first investment, for the first time you get in, you're actually earning every single day, because our investors have grown accustomed, and I think you know that, Mr. Green, to just hearing that printer going off every single day. So to be able to earn while you're also getting into that massive first pole, right? You're in the first pole position into the whole suite of privacy that we're building into this token and all these products. You're having that moonshot opportunity while you're still earning until the launch, which is something I haven't seen done before by anybody.
Yeah. So should I go a bit into more how you're getting more
Sure.
Like
Go ahead. I mean, the village is
basically, when
here.
you
Tell
like
them.
when you deposit or like when you redeem, or I don't know the exact wording, but when you put your ARK to work there, you not only get a payout in cash, BUSD, every time you do you add more into it, it calculates your reward, compounds them and all, and pays you cash out at that moment, and your balance grows as well, and you like your balance grows until the very end, until it's time to actually airdrop everyone. And then in that token as well, if you keep holding, you will get more and more and more by just being like early with us. And yeah, it's literally a thing where I don't know, it's like 3 or 4 places where you gain more and more, but in a sustainable way.
Absolutely. It's a
And
thing
yeah,
of beauty.
it's literally like yeah. When we looked at it, we had so long talks. That was insane. But in the end, at some point, I just went quiet and went back to my calculations, and then Brett even left the like dev chat at some point, and I was talking. Oh, no one's here anymore. All right, hey guys, that is it. And then he came back, and I explained it all to him, and it was just that is the absolute most beautiful code I've ever written. And as I said, it is only very few lines of code, but what it creates, it's like those fractals where you have one tiny piece of like one line of calculations, and when you let it run, it creates those beautiful like fractal images and all that. It's basically like
Correct.
that. A tiny bit of
Wow.
code that just makes a beautiful image in the end. So yeah,
That's a great
really
analogy.
looking forward to.
Yeah, I
So,
think Mr.
yeah.
Green, one of the things that you kind of, the bottom line of everything is if you get in and participate in this contract, in this pre-seed round, you have the chance to basically double your investment of ArkFi tokens in terms of value, in terms of USD,
Yeah,
over the
if you
life of that
compare
contract. Yeah.
selling the ARK to putting them in there, it's actually probably going to be more than double it, because like when you account for the added benefits down the line. But yeah, the calculations that we did, simulations, more or less give you double the value as compared to just selling your ARK.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hey, Mr. Green. It's very appreciated you coming up into this. I was on a call earlier. Pardon me for that. As far as the privacy token, this is for the decentralized VPN. So we're talking about a pre-sale for that because it's going to be external utility. And so not only legacy holders would benefit, but there's also an additional raise for that given priority to OGs. Am I right on all that?
Yeah, I don't totally agree with the words.
He's very technical,
you
but
mentioned
Nato, yes,
pre-sale, yeah.
people can't come and purchase this. They're not going to be able to get in unless they're an ArkFi investor, and it just goes back to, I think, really the brilliance of ArkFi from the beginning, as we don't allow anyone to just go buy ArkFi tokens. You make your purchase with your BUSD, but it gets deposited directly into your ARK Vault account. So anyone who's holding ArkFi tokens in their wallet has earned them in the system. And bringing this component into it, it affords us the great opportunity of really rewarding and offering that pre-seed round, what we could even call the friends and family of the startup, to all of our great investors that have been here from day one. Call them OGs, call them friends and families, but it's the folks that have sat here and believed in this project, have grown and earned in this project, and are doing extremely well to come into the new paradigm of this opportunity that we're creating, that ties and fits in perfectly into the ROI DApp, into the legacy NFT, into everything else that we're building here on this journey. So it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you for that question. And with that, folks,
Yeah,
go ahead,
you
Mr. Green.
That part
Go ahead.
where That's why we mention it early before like it's actually publicly available for ARK investors, because most people use their ARK, like their rewards, to either compound airdrop or sell them, pay bills or whatever. Which means if we told you now it's online, go deposit your ARK, probably lots of people won't even have ARK to do that. That's
Correct.
why we mentioned it early, so you guys can all start to fill your bags, fill your wallets with ARK, because there is something new to do with it.
And it's a
That's what I was going to say.
limited
I guess
time
I'll
only.
I guess we're all going to be switching from deposit to withdraw as of today.
Yeah, I guess so, because literally, I mean, if you redeposit, well, I don't, well, can you double your money? Yeah, of course you can double it. But yeah, it's literally, in my opinion, no, I'm not going to give financial advice, but I love it. Always got to be careful. But yeah, this
Right.
is just like, yeah, the opportunity
one
that
of
we
the
want to give you guys.
one of the
to
other
go.
one of the benefits to the pre-seed contract is also any of the ARK they get deposited in there are going to go back into the vault. So we're putting those where people might normally sell and then they go into the liquidity pool. They're going to be going back into the ARK vault. So the ARK vault balance will benefit from this process as well.
All right. In the spirit of staying with the condensed 1 hour podcast, we've gone a bit over. We've got an amazing all aboard where Amanda AJ Metz is going to be showing her video. So we're looking forward to that. Thank you, Mr. Green, for coming and telling us. I know you're very excited. You're very proud. To hear you say this is really the most brilliant contract you've ever built is just an honor to have that here on board. And we're to see really how this all comes together. And we want to allow folks to be a part of everything that we do here and have an upside. We've always said we only win when our community wins. Our intention here is that we grow together as a team, as investors, as a group of like-minded individuals that understand what's happening in the world and are looking for that passive income, that sustainability. And there's never anything wrong with having also on board a product and a business that could really just explode and go to levels that we haven't seen here in the space before. And I think we have the right team, we have the right community, and we have so many products. So ideally, our vision is that our investors will be able to diversify into different levels of growth. Hey, this is my ROI depth. This is my high yield, staking. Then I have my foundation. Okay, that's a lower percentage, but it's liquid. I can go in and out. I could use it as a high yield savings account. Fantastic. That's a product we're going to go out to 1.4 billion people that are unbanked on the planet and say, here is your savings account. You don't trust the bank in your country. You don't trust even what's happening with the fiat. You understand inflation. This is your way to go. This is your way to earn. And we learned from our great friend here, a great leader, Brandon the Drip Guy, that if you compound every week your bond rewards at BUSD, you can get 165% a year. So that's a more conservative product. And now we have the token, which has unlimited potential for massive explosive growth. So we are offering our investors so many ways to invest that they would have to, I think, have brain damage to think that they're going to go somewhere else and get this crypto. So with that, we're going to turn it over to our very own coach, Brad, for the All Aboard.
All aboard!
And let's see what's cooking. With Amanda's video, we keep getting some great comments, and man, the FOMO is here through the roof for what she's put together for us. And thank you, Mr. Green. Have a great night, sir.
Thank you very much, Atlas. Some great alpha there coming out to the community. Very exciting stuff. And today for the All Aboard session, we have a community request to see Amanda's newest video, also known as AJ Mets, over on YouTube. I haven't actually watched this video myself, so very much looking forward to seeing this with everybody else tonight. And without further ado, I will play the video. So enjoy, everyone.
Brad, could you just want to preface it with one quick thing? I used one word incorrectly. It just slipped out of my mouth. And I saw Brandon's video and it was like a slap on the wrist because it was right after I uploaded it to YouTube. I used the word company. I know we are not a company, but I just wanted to say I did get that wrong. It slipped out. But I don't make a fancy videos with edits and cuts, and I don't know how to do any of that. So I had to leave it in there. But I do know that that is wrong, that this is not a company. Kind of just wanted to let everybody know ahead of time. I cringed, but there it is. I got something wrong. So sorry.
No problem at all, Amanda, and thank you for letting us know.
Coach Brad?
Yeah, the video popped up and I pressed play and it just seems to be lagging a little bit. Let me run it again.
I think it was just added to a queue. 1 sec.
Oh yeah, because you had it paused, right? Okay.
Try playing again.
Yeah, the bot is not responding.
Here, let me try.
Do you want me to just pull it up and share my screen?
It should be coming up any moment. There we go.
Hi everyone, Amanda here. Today's video is going to be a couple of different things. I will start off with just a quick update on my family and how we're doing with ARK. So last we spoke, my son Logan was invested in ARK and Colton was going to be investing in ARK. As of last week, Colton is now invested in ARK. So every evening at a little bit after dinner time, the three of us sit down at the table and we all compound our interest and talk about what we made today versus what we made yesterday. And let me give you a little tip. Every single day, we make more than what we made the day before. There has not been one day where any of us have been unhappy with how the day went in regards to ARK. Funny little story. You all know Logan. He's onboarded people. Logan and I have had a very healthy competition going on between the two of us. We're both kind of small investors, but that's okay. ARK is for both those small investors and those big investors. Whether you put 4,000 in or you put 400 in, both parties are going to be making that 2% daily. So it really doesn't matter if you can do a big investment or if you do a small investment. But Logan and I were running pretty neck and neck there for a while, and then I pulled ahead of him by $1. And of course, I was a little giddy over it, like, I'm making, a couple of pennies more a day than you. And Logan went and used some of his B&B money to buy $2 worth of ARK so that he would have $1 more than me in his principal balance, and he could pull ahead of me, which he had a grand old time pointing out that he was now beating me. So it's a fun little competition. don't worry, folks. I kind of blew them out of the water a couple of days later when I dropped some more money in as an investment. Sorry, Logan, but we'll catch up one day. But yeah, so this has been a really fun experience for my family and I. It's even gotten my 4-year-old daughter excited. She sees me and her big brother sitting around the table talking about ARK, and she has to join in, and she wants to hit the button for me, and she wants to compound. Mommy, when do I get to do ARK? Well, baby girl, you're 4. You got a little bit of time, but maybe one day. So that's the update from my family and how we're doing and how Logan's doing. And I think the rest of the video, I just want to discuss with you guys something that I keep running into when I speak about ARK to my friends or my coworkers. And the one big thing, if I do get resistance, the resistance comes from the feeling that this is a Ponzi scheme. I have seen people assume that over and over and over again. And I have not really seen very many resources out there that I can direct people to where it clearly and concisely explains the obvious, why this is not a Ponzi scheme. So let's take it back. Let's say, what is a Ponzi scheme? And I think you guys all know it, but we'll take it back to the beginning just to kind of make sure that we are thorough here. So what is a Ponzi scheme? A Ponzi scheme is where people are scammed into investing their money into an entity that doesn't exist. That is the definition of a Ponzi scheme. It comes back from the early 1900s. An Italian immigrant by the name of Ponzi said that he could make money by purchasing some sort of international mail certificate and trading it in for U.S. stamps and making people a ton of money. Of course, he wasn't making anybody any money. He was taking their money and enjoying it and spending it on himself. And the Ponzi scheme was born. And we all know Bernie Madoff is the more modern day example of a Ponzi scheme. Okay, so a Ponzi scheme is you hand your money to an investor. That investor claims that they have this unbelievable opportunity for you. You can make a ton of money. You just have to give me your money. I'll invest it, and I can show you every month or every week what your returns are. And they do. And they print out a really nice little statement showing you you've originally invested $1,000, and look at that, I've made you $5,000. But the truth is, they still only have that $1,000 that you've invested, and they don't have the 5 because they haven't actually done anything with the money. They haven't invested it in anything, right? That's what a Ponzi scheme is. You are investing in something that isn't really there. Okay, what is ARK? Well, the easiest way I can explain how ARK is not a Ponzi scheme is that you're the investor. There is nobody else. You are not handing your money over to someone else. Your money is locked in your vault, in your wallet. Nobody has access to it. And in fact, the developers of ARK will warn you time and time and time and time again, do not give those words to your wallet out to anyone. If you don't have the words, you don't have the wallet. This is your money. No one has access to it but you. So what do you want to see with your money? You want to see where it's going. You want to make sure that you have full transparency, because in a Ponzi scheme, there's no transparency. You hand your money over to somebody and they tell you you're making money, but you don't actually see that for yourself. So with ARK, well, we all know ARK is on the blockchain. A blockchain is an immutable contract. You see every single transaction you make. You can go and view it on the blockchain, and that transaction cannot be edited. It cannot be fudged to reflect something that it isn't. It is what it is. You cannot change it. So the two main factors of a Ponzi scheme are, number one, you're handing your money over to an investor. Number two, you are not actually investing anything, and there is absolutely no transparency. ARK, you're not handing your money over to anyone, and you have full transparency. But the question may arise, well, how do you get that 2%? How do you earn money if they don't sell anything? Okay, well, as you know, if you've invested in ARK, there are transaction fees and there are taxes, and that for the moment is where the revenue is coming from. But ARK also released an incredibly exciting roadmap of what's in store for 2023, because they too know that those fees and those taxes won't be enough in the long term to sustain ARK, that they needed to find other sources of revenue coming into ARK. And they have found that, and they have been working on that diligently behind the scenes for months. Probably, I would assume since the very beginning of ARK, this was already what their plan was, and they just didn't want to release it until it was really in motion, and they had those contacts made, and they had those contracts, in the process of being written up. So you may already know, but their roadmap, it revealed to us that they will be creating their own decentralized VPN service. So that's a subscription-based service, which will bring in revenue. They will also be handling debit cards, prepaid debit cards, where there are transactional fees, and that will also bring in revenue. Essentially, they want to become a decentralized bank, full service bank. And so there will be outside revenue coming in, which will consist of the subscription fees and the transaction fees. And all of that will be contributing to shoring up ARK and making sure that it can continue to thrive as it is now long into the future. So when you make an investment in ARK, what are you making an investment in? Well, aside from the obvious that you're making an investment in yourself and your family, you're making an investment in this business that will be managing VPNs and banking services. So it's both a product and a service, and that is where the revenue is coming in from. So again, let's quickly go back. Ponzi scheme, you are handing your money over to an investor to invest in something that doesn't exist. ARK, you are holding onto the money for yourself, and you personally are investing in both services and products that are there for the world to see. So this is not a Ponzi scheme. It just doesn't meet the definition of one. One of the other things that people, I think, frequently get mixed up, and they say that it's a Ponzi scheme, but what they're really referring to is a pyramid scheme. Now, I will start out by saying Ponzi schemes are illegal. Pyramid schemes are not. Pyramid scheme, Avon, Mary Kay, those are all pyramid schemes. They are actually legitimate businesses whereby you maybe pay a discounted price for the product and then you sell it at a higher price to the person down below you. And then that's kind of where that pyramid comes from. So it is actually a legal business, but that also is not what ARK is, because ARK, if you are a day one investor, you get 2% daily. If you're a day 150 investor, you get 2% daily. It doesn't matter if you come in at the beginning, the middle, or the end. Everybody makes the same amount. You invest 100, you invest 10,000. It's still 2% daily. There is no leg up for early investors. So ARK is not a Ponzi scheme, and it is not a pyramid scheme. By its very definition, it just doesn't fit either one of those. So I hope that's a little helpful to the people out there. Like I said, that is a question that I have frequently encountered. Well, this sounds like a pyramid scheme, or this sounds like a Ponzi scheme. And I think they feel that way because it just seems sometimes a little bit too good to be true. But if you look at your transactions and if you talk to people, you will see that this is actually a slow and steady increase in your money each day. Nobody is claiming that you can get rich quick. This is not anything that's going to happen overnight. This is a little bit at a time, but it is a steady increase every single day. ARK has been very good to all of us. Again, whether you were there from the beginning or you're going to be coming in a month from now, everybody has the same chance to earn the same amount of money. And that is by investing in a company who truly believes and lives by the whole idea of your money is your money. You should not be told what to spend it on. You should not be told how to spend it. You should not have that taken away from you with taxes and everything else that the government is always, sticking their nose into our business. This is a truly decentralized business model. It is today, and it will continue to expand in that same manner. So I hope this video helps some of you guys out there. And if you run into anybody that says ARK is a Ponzi scheme, please refer them to this video. If you felt that this video was helpful in any way, please like and comment and subscribe. If you are interested in joining the ARK journey with my family and I have copied and pasted my referral ID down below for your ease. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm always here to help you in any way that I can. And that is it for today. Thank you and have a good one. Bye.
I don't know. Does it live up to the hype? I feel like I had a lot to live up to.
That was amazing. Amazing. I like starting all the way from Mr. Ponzi and really outlining and showing the difference. And I really like how you really zeroed in on a very key factor, Amanda, which is you're in control of your investment. Nobody else. These accounts are segregated. We don't trust the banks. They could freeze your funds, and they could, really, for whatever reason, close your account down. And in some cases, not even, return it to you. But in smart contracts and DeFi, if the contracts are done correctly and they pass audits, one of the main reasons for audits is making sure that the developers and the coders who created those contracts don't have an access where they could steal your money. And that's something that's happened. And there's even been situations where, people have gone to jail for that, and they've done really nefarious things. So I think that right there sets apart for the average person. Maybe they're going into crowdfunding, or they're investing into some penny stocks or anything that you would find in the real world. They don't have that level of security, which is the blockchain, and having your keys to your crypto and being able to manage that. So I absolutely love it. And I'm so impressed. You really came with amazing knowledge, and you're sharing that, with all of our community and so many folks, that it is important, because there is always the opportunity for people. The first thing is it's too good to be true. And if it's too good to be true, then it cannot be true. Yeah. And you look at projects like Drip. You look at someone like Brandon, the Drip Guide, the Rainmaker here. I mean, this man was able to change his life and leave a very comfortable, cushy job and live his dream as a crypto investor through that investment. And it's going over 2 years. So when they say, well, but you're 4 months, I mean, look at where they are, look at where we are. And you can't measure everything right to exactly the same, but you can see that there's been projects that people have done extremely well. There's folks that bought, Dogecoin and became millionaires. There's folks that bought Bitcoin right in the beginning, and they did extremely well.
I lost every penny of the money that I put into Doge. Every penny.
Well, that's usually the thing that happens. And be careful with that PayPay. Everybody's talking about this PayPay, but usually once you hear about it, it's too late. It's the folks, that 1% that we always talk about, that always get in, they hear it first through the grapevine, and they have that opportunity. That's what's so exciting about what's coming for the future that we share with you tonight, because we want you folks to be that 1% and having that utility. But absolutely, amazing video. Huge smile, ear to ear on my face. And I love the conviction and the transparency with valid points and facts, because we call, here in crypto, I don't know if you've heard the word, Amanda, FUD, that goes around.
No.
People. Okay, in crypto, there's the negative word of FUD. You're fudding, and it stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
Okay.
FUD. And it's the way of kind of trash talking and putting something or somebody down, or a coin or a project. And Elon Musk sometimes gets a lot of FUD. People talk behind his back, or even write in his Twitter and tell him things against his face. So that's a term here, FUDing. Most of us know it. You're doing crypto, so we're giving you the lingo. So there is the FUD. Oh wait, but that's too good to be true. And showing the facts of having utility and having folks that are here working, and the transparency too that you see in the blockchain. When you look at these numbers, these are numbers that when you look at private companies, they've been caught. That's another thing that we also need to pay attention to. So many companies have been caught red-handed, cooking the books. I mean, there's even a little term for that. They're cooking the books. Michael Saylor, who's a big Bitcoin guy, he lost in one day, I remember many years ago, over $7 billion of his net worth, because it came out that his company, MicroStrategy, they had cooked the books, and that leaked out like at 7 a.m. By like 9:30 in the morning, that was like on CNBC, the financial news channel, and they were saying it looks like they cooked the books, and by 2 hours later, 1:30 in the afternoon, the stock just plummeted. And I don't know if anybody here remembers that, but in the blockchain, we don't have to worry about. You see, without trusting any accountant, CPA, compliance officer, CEO, chief financial officer of a corporation, they could lie and they can manipulate their numbers. In blockchain, that doesn't happen. You look at the contract, you look at the liquidity pool, if it's going up, if it's going down, and there's nobody to have to trust, which is another great thing about when it comes to crypto. Now that there's bad people that do bad things in crypto, absolutely. But I am of the personal belief that the biggest frauds happen in the real world, and they're generally with fiat. The biggest money laundering happens in cash as well as transfers. I mean, you've seen, HSBC Bank, and you've seen JP Morgan been caught red-handed, slapped on the wrist for money laundering for the cartels. They do it all the time. They pay a couple $100 million or billions fine. I mean, you got Bank of America. Wells Fargo late last year. I don't remember. Maybe Zeke can help me. What the exact? I think it was $3.5 billion they were fined because they were, taking money from the customer's account. Little pennies here, little pennies there. So we've grown to really distrust these companies and what they're doing out there, and we rely and we find trust in the trustless process, which is the blockchain. I think Brandon wants to come in and add to this.
Oh, I just want to say, Amanda, I freaking love your content. It's so amazing. I love how it's super relatable with just your personal story and sitting around the table talking about ARK and your 4-year-old daughter wanting to get into the mix. It's super, super relatable, and we just really need content creators exactly like you, because you're going to be able to get through to people that I will never be able to get through. It's I don't know how else to explain it, but yeah, you're going to have, your content is going to have so much impact. It's already having so much impact, but your channel's going to grow, and I'm just so glad that we have you on our team, in our community, and posting the content that you post on YouTube. It's absolutely fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brad.
No, seriously. I mean, and not only are you able to reach an audience and like a demographic that I'll never be able to reach. But you're reaching them with very important content.
Thank you.
And because you're right, that's absolutely the number one of, as we spread the net, right, and out to all the mainstream out there that have never dealt with crypto or DeFi ever in their lives. They're gonna look for a face that they can trust, and someone that's telling a story that resonates with them, and that's you, 100%. And then on top of that, you're letting them know, look, this is not a Ponzi. This is something that's improving the lives of me and my sons and my daughter and my family. You know, we're enjoying this. We're having a good time. We're making money, and it's legit. So, bravo, I should say.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm really happy to. Thank you. I'm happy you're here.
Let's go. Who else would like to comment? I mean, we really love her content.
I think the next video, I'm going to have to drag Logan into the video so everybody can finally put the face to the name, right?
Yes. We would love to be. We already saw your daughter in a couple of videos ago. She's so cute. She looks like a little angel. And yeah, we'd love to see.
She look like an angel. That's sure she looks like one. I'm afraid of what she's going to be like.
I think Amanda's going to be the Suze Orman of crypto. I'm going to make a prediction out there, folks. She's really going to capture so many people. I like her show. She's tough, but you got to be tough with people who are being reckless with their funds and not thinking ahead and getting into debt. So we do appreciate the people that are out there and just bringing some logic and common sense, and that's another part of it. When going to the whole Ponzi thing that I like to explain to folks is if you understand that a little bit of money can go a long way. There are no guarantees, but if it's 3%, 5% of what you're holding liquid, that's just decaying every day through inflation. And you're understanding that what your bank is paying you is not even 0.357% a year. You're paying more in fees to them than what they could pay you depending on how much money you have in the bank. For some people, it could be, hey, we're not going to go to dinner this Friday night. I mean, the food's gotten so expensive, the restaurants. $70, $80, $100, depending on the size of your family, taking something small like that and letting it compound. I have a DM that came in yesterday from a young man who invested $600 and he has almost $8,900 in the vault, folks. I mean, come on. A little bit, that could make a big difference. And Amanda, I think you're experienced it, your family's experienced it, and so many folks here as well. And when they look at a small amount, it diffuses the whole fear. Because if you have $100 and you lost 3 of them, in the worst case scenario, you're not going to cry over $3. You'll cry over the 100. You'll cry over thousands that you needed to survive or your children's education or something that was really important and essential for your life. So that I find is a good way to move into a segment of taking the fear away. What have you got to lose? Everything? We're not talking about everything. A very small amount that through time will grow. And that's the beauty of compound interest. One of the 7 wonders of the world, Albert Einstein claims, is compound interest. We unfortunately are on the wrong side of it. We're in debt. 45% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and they're getting more and more and more in debt. It's just the way the system works, and that's what enslaves you. So that little bit, that hedge could really be the savior. It could be the shift. And I think a lot of people can understand that when we come at it from that way. Don't think big, think small, and let the opportunity and let it work for yourself, and keep your expectations. Because one thing I think we've all seen in this space through time is when someone puts too much money into an investment, it takes over their life in the sense of their stress, their concern, always looking at a chart, and just not being able to fully even relax and breathe because they've gone too far and they know it. And that is a horrible position to be. And I've always said is I do not want anyone in this project who has over leveraged himself with the great promise of opportunity that's ahead of us. Don't let that break just common logic of investing what you could afford to invest. That if it didn't go well, you wouldn't be on the street. Your family wouldn't be in a greater debt situation, the debt cycle. Hold on a second. Justin is, there we go. So fantastic video. And I hope that helps, Amanda, because, folks, they can really get emotional when it comes to money and investment, and they can become very, very negative Nancy real quick and diffusing it with the arguments that you're making about Ponzi's and pyramids, and also projects that have gone before that have done wonders for people and changed their lives. There's some great investors here, Mark too, all the way from Australia. I mean, this man's been doing crypto. Him and his wife Dietz have invested with us, and their testimony, and he's invested 10, 20K and turned that into millions. There's people here that have testimony of what they've been able to achieve in this market. And the reason they're here is because of the integrity of this team and the way that we build quality products, engage with our community, and really care about every person that's invested here. Let's get this crypto, folks. Mr. Mistletoe, it's time for the Wheel of the Toad.
Oh, yeah. Let me bring it up.
Yes, sir. We've gone long tonight.
Yeah, it's been a good podcast.
Oh, yeah, some alpha released at the beginning of the pod. A lot of information there, and a great subject that was brought up by AJ Metz.
Oh,
how many people,
fantastic.
Mr. Mistletoe?
Today we got 72 people on the wheel, so we're slowly climbing up there. For everyone that is new to the podcast, this is your first time here, you have no idea what is going on. Every day we have a new sweep widget link that we post there in the main chat, in the announcements channel, pinned in the giveaways chat. And all you have to do every day is click that link. That you're going to be directed over to a website with a list of tasks. It's going to range from liking and commenting some YouTube videos, retweeting some Twitter links, visiting some Medium articles. And once you go through all those tasks, your name is going to pop up on this lovely wheel right here. And if we land on your name, you're going to win $50 to $100 worth of BUSD. It's that simple, and we do this every day. So please get involved and tack it on to your daily allocation schedule. It only takes a couple minutes to enter.
All right, let's go for it. On the count of three, my friend. 2, 1. Let her rip. Who's it going to be?
Oh, congratulations, Hugo 522. You've won $50.
I think he's won before, Mrs. Toad.
Oh yeah, he enters every single day. So thank you for entering, and he definitely deserves that win.
Absolutely. And for the folks that did not win today, tomorrow, and the day after that, and every day is another opportunity for you to win. And we thank you all for your participation. This is how we battle, you know, as a community against the algorithms over there on YouTube and the Medium articles. And we work our way up the ranks, and we help these great content creators have so many folks, you know, look at their videos and have that exposure, as they're sharing a fantastic message. We are not paying shillers. They're ineffective. It's a waste of the community and project money. The truth is what really has an effect. Real people having their journey, their experience here makes all the difference. It's genuine. And you can tell when folks are fake and when they're just there, you know, going through the white paper. They haven't even read it before, and they're distracted, multitasking, trying to line up their next video. And even worse than that is how many people they've led down the wrong path to lose a lot of money, because some of these folks are like, oh, this is the best thing. You got to, you know, get a third mortgage and get in here. You know, it's going to the moon, and all this like hype and you know, really irresponsible advice. And they say, I'm not a financial advisor, but they're shoving this thing down your throat because they're being paid, or they have an investment there that as soon as the thing, you know, really starts to get some traction through all of the you know, the promoters, they're cashing out, and these people are victims to their exit liquidity. That's what they are. So we've seen it time and time again, and we do not want to play that. We have a project of great integrity, of true value, where we're not trying to convince people of anything. On the contrary, we want them to get educated, understand the opportunity, understand the risk, and understand how many different ways they can come and invest here. So this is extremely important. And we thank all these 70, 60, you know, we hope to get to 100 people a day as we grow here. There's so much coming, and we really appreciate all of your efforts every single day, as not everybody wants to do a YouTube video or has the confidence to put their face out there, or, you know, they feel that their best efforts are better in uniting as a community and supporting these great people. So thank you very much, folks. And let's go to the fantastic part of our podcast every day, which is the spark. And folks, if you want to call it that sparky, this is the time in which every single one of you, great fortune and luck today. It is a wonderful prize that's going to be given away.
Here's Sparky. Here's Sparky.
There we go, Bob. Get it.
Let's get this crypto.
Let's get this crypto.
Let's get this crypto.
Let's get this crypto. And there it is, folks. We have today's lucky winner of the Spark Prize. Their wallet ends in FD43. And they're the lucky winner of 611.78 ARK. And folks, that's a street value of $3,493.30. Sheesh.
Yeah, let's get this crypto, baby.
Oh yeah, let's get this crypto.
And their first time winner. Fantastic. Right into that nitro mode, enjoying the benefits of the nitro. Mr. Z, are you there, sir?
Hello. How we doing?
Fantastic. Another busy day here on the ARK. Doing the good work.
Yeah.
It's so fun. It's amazing.
It's fun being here, man. It's fun being here. It's good to see folks that have never done YouTube before make an attempt and take that first step and really promote this great pantheon of ARK that we have here. So kudos to anybody that's doing the marketing, trying to get things together and understanding things. It's how we do it. Good times.
Happy days. Absolutely. Happy days.
Yeah. So we're having a good time here. I mean, everything's stable and solid the way we are. But as you know, in crypto, it's a bit volatile right now. Yeah, folks are kind of struggling.
Are you getting a lot of DMs about the Pepe?
Yeah, I mean, Pepe is up 75% today, and no one knows to enter it or sell it or what to do. There's no strategy behind it. I mean, yeah, but
it's gambling.
As I said, like
at its worst.
It's huge gambling. And now we see people are moving on to BRC20. There was about 150 different Pepes there. So I think that's where we're going. Did anyone have something to say? I'm sorry, I just heard somebody there. No worries.
I think it was a hot mic. We'll track it down. Sorry, brother.
No worries. Yeah, I mean, down to it. I mean, there's bigger things happening in the world. I mean, today we had the unemployment claim numbers, which is sad to see. I mean, it was predicted to be 239,000 claims of unemployment in America, but today it was actually 242,000, which means that an extra 110,000 people from last year have lost their jobs, have made a claim to the taxman that they've had no income, and because of that, because of the higher inflation, it's hitting the market a little bit. I mean, today Bitcoin had a pullback. If you can see here, we were at sort of just yesterday. We were like the crypto sort of folks were looking at 30K as the next destination, but we pulled back. We took out liquidity, and that's where crypto is right now. So when things are happening here, like in the short term, I know we have it really good at ARK. So I look into the bigger picture. I look at adoption on a higher scale. So today, I've got 3 articles for you guys that kind of cover that. But before I do that, guys, like, be careful with these meme coins. Another big dump happened. This one kind of hit me hard because Wall Street Bets was something I did follow up, and I did enjoy their feat of the short squeeze and having a community efforts to basically buy out stock. And unfortunately, this sort of debacle happened today. So the article reads, Wall Street Bets mod dumps meme coin worth 635,000 in alleged rug pull. So Wall Street Bets was a Reddit place where stocks and stuff were sort of shilled, and people would the community would come together and buy out that stock, and then when they got banned from you can say institutes like Robinhood, they moved on to crypto. And what happened was, in the last 7 months, we had the launch of WSB token, which was Wall Street Bets' own token. And when they did their launch, they called it like this. This was their quote here. So they wrote, "It's the fairest launch meme coin you will find, with no team allocation and no pre-sales, just a free airdrop and some coins for the community. 10% of the WSB supply is reserved as a treasury for their Wall Street Bets sub to do with as they please." So the thing is, like, this is not the first time I've heard this quote. This quote has been said about 100,000 times when meme coins come in. They call it a fair launch, but the truth is, you always have moderators and admins and insiders or seed rounders that have insight into things. So that's what happened here. So let me just read here. So a moderator of the popular trading subreddit Wall Street Bets has dumped a large portion of WSB coins, a token project that claimed to be the official meme coin of Wall Street Bets. So the price when it was at all-time high was 0.00067, and this person dumped his bag worth of 635,000 to take price down to 0.00048. So it was down today, and people are warned right now. People like ARK Cryptoman are warning people on Twitter to not buy the dip, because this is what people usually do in crypto. We usually see a token, and then we see our Pepes and sort of Wojaks and WSB coins, and we're like, this is a dip. This thing's gonna pull back hard. So this is what ARK Cryptoman had to say on his tweet. So he goes, "Do not buy the WSB dip. VZV WSB is hard rugging. There will be no bounce. He has 10% of the supply, and every single buy is his exit liquidity. This is not a drill." So one thing, like these are things that we have to keep our eyes on. Really good. That's a really good tweet. So that's one thing that I had to cover as a warning shot. I mean, like we have to be careful in this environment. Now on more utility based stuff, we've had 2 big updates that took place in the Web2 world. The first one is Deloitte. So basically, Deloitte enters Polkadot ecosystem to issue reusable digital credentials. Deloitte will issue signed credential leveraging the Killed blockchain. Users can manage their credentials using a browser extension wallet. So this is how adoption happens. When one of the biggest accounting firms adopts things like Killed blockchain and integrate it into their own system using decentralized identity, swap verifiable credentials, allocations, and basically it's a private way of doing things for people where so this is what they have to say here. So these were a few big quotes that came out of Killed protocol. With streamlined identity solution built on Killed, customers can use verifiable digital credentials across multiple services while retaining control over when and where when to share their personal information. Digital credentials that are convenient, cost-effective, and secure have the potential to open new digital marketplaces from e-commerce and DeFi to gaming. Deloitte has the technology knowledge, reach, and trust to issue credentials that are globally accepted. So this is one big thing. It's a big win in crypto for Deloitte to start using blockchain technology at such a scale and be accredited with Polkadot. So that's one great thing that happened this week. Another great thing that happened was in Alibaba, basically. So Alibaba became a cloud partner to Avalanche. So Cloudbase will allow users to launch Metaverse in 15 minutes. So when you think about Alibaba, Alibaba is a commerce sort of outlet for B2B. And partially in Asia, it's a B2C sort of client where people come in to buy their shirts, their clothes, their sort of like you can say like legitimate like stuff every single day of the week. What they want to do is basically with the help of Avalanche, they want to create metaverse sort of solutions for commerce. So instead of someone going to a website, you can use the AVAX Web3 solution to create a sort of augmented reality or virtual reality metaverse for customers to come and see your product, try it out in the digital world before you buy it. So this is how adoption really happens. So Alibaba and Avalanche have partnered to create a blockchain-based metaverse deployment platform called Cloudbase. Avalanche said May the 4th. In a separate statement, TechCrunch, Avalab's founder, CEO, had this to say. So you and I can create a metaverse right now within 15 minutes. The chain is up. Within hours, the wallet is up and the turnkey is up. So yeah, this is how crypto gets adopted at the higher scale. So yeah, two things that happened. Polkadot taking up a sort of KYC infrastructure and using digital identifiers, and then you have Alibaba partnering with Avalanche to create a metaverse and allow customers to create real experiences for their masses in such a way. So these are two big things that happened today. One more thing I had to cover. Just give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, this was the AI stuff. This is pretty deep. When I see things like this, I think Google could really have a challenger in the search engine environment. So Microsoft axes Bing's waitlist. So before Bing's sort of like AI, you can say, module was a waiting list that you had to like basically sign up to and wait basically to get access to. But now they're giving users free access to GPT-4. So you don't have to pay for GPT-4 anymore. You can use the Bing search engine and be able to use AI responses. It's pretty cool. There's this small video I'm going to play. Mr. Toad, can you see my screen just fine? Let me know.
Yes, we can.
Awesome.
We can't hear it. See, I don't know if there's a volume button because I like the music. There we go.
Oh, really? Can't hear it.
Yeah. Hear the volume sound?
What about now?
Yeah, cool. Let's go.
I'll start it from the beginning, if you guys don't mind.
Cool. Thank you.
This bigger.
Let's get immersed in the full experience.
Okay. I know the sort of you can say video quality may be not great, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to post this into the DeFi link so you guys can go to our Discord and see it for yourself. I think it's really fascinating how a search engine is going to be changing in the next few weeks, and I'd say in a few months we'll be researching and building businesses way different to what we have now. So I'm going to post that here, and yeah, that sort of concludes my DeFi session for today. Thank you, guys.
Another great session there, Z. So do you understand if it's just for searches, as it was showing there, restaurants and things, or are they giving you the full ability to ask the AI in the chat in the browser?
GPT for everything. Create me an e-commerce website. Add me layers here. Get me a marketing campaign. Start my business. Thank you.
So what about folks at Catalyst that pays for the subscription? Do they cancel it now and just download Bing?
He needs to cancel it. Like they're undercutting OpenAI right now. You can actually go to Bing right now and use GPT-4.
Let's go.
Wow. I mean, you can't be free, right? Can you?
You're the product.
Free.
Thank you for the alpha, guys. I'll be canceling tomorrow. Thank you.
Let's go. You heard it here first, folks, as you always do. Another great one from our very own DeFi crypto expert, Mr. Z. I mean, you always notice, right, that we get a crowd in here for the podcast, and even after we give away, almost $3,500 worth of ARK, they stick around because they're waiting to hear from Z, and that just shows, I think, without a shadow of a doubt, how much the community appreciates the educational component to ARK and the podcast. As we're all investors, we're in crypto, but we're also living the real world, and we want to know what's happening out there as we have busy lives. So thank you, Mr. Z. Always.
Thank you.
The Z has spoken again, bringing the alpha. And with that, we've gone a bit long on this podcast, folks, but there was a lot of alpha that was shared in the beginning of the podcast. For those that are listening, if you skipped on through the beginning, the first few minutes, do rewind and pay attention, as there's vital, important information, not the full picture, but a glimpse and an understanding of what's going to come, as there's going to be major announcements coming for all of the great investors here on the ARK. We want to thank every single one of you for being here today with us. We hope that you found the podcast educational as well as entertaining. Also, big shout out to the first time winner for the Spark Rewards. Also for Hugo winning again, all the way there from Brazil, the All Aboard BUSD giveaway. And thank you for every who participates every single day. It's so easy to do, free money. I mean, it's better than Bing, because Bing doesn't actually pay you, right? The ARK does pay you every single day, folks. Another opportunity. We're going to stay and do a Q&A with the folks that are here, and we'll be back tomorrow. Same time, 4 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. UTC. Please be good to each other. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you tomorrow.